opportunity here to end their season on a high note. They're up against another team in the bottom of the standings, and a win could make the difference in tying for 8th place versus being alone at the bottom of the table in 10th again. They've already netted more wins in summer than in the spring split, and so that's an improvement there. And they do not have to finish this year alone in last place again, like I said.
We'll see what they have for picks and bans. Kench, Kindred, Morgana. There's so much more power come from this Tom Kench lately. Aatrox, Nocturne, and Akali.
Rakan, Braum, easy.
Yep.
Yeah, go for one of those two.
And Braum?
Well, I was just saying, one of those two, I was like...
I'd take it. Yep. Support me. What do we got here for Golden Guardians? They could take a Varus quite easily. Definitely has been loving the mages on that bot side throughout the season, but hasn't had to play or got to play too many as of late.
You know what's funny is Zoe used to be blind here, and he comes out.
Never mind.
The donger.
Never mind.
Ah, the Heimer Fingerdiddle.
Heimer Fingerdiddle. They're in there. All right, so this is going to be a treacherous bot lane where Stixxay and Biofrost are going to pull their hair out every 2 seconds from crows and little turret missiles.
Yeah, they're like, go ahead, play Xayah or Rakan. Play whatever you would like. This lane is really annoying regardless of who you are. Granted, I actually think Rakan is pretty good into them because you get to engage later, and the Fiddlesticks is basically paper. But there is still that caveat of you had to get through the lane phase unscathed.
Ooh, a Trundle, Ahri. See Ahri on the other side. That would be pretty sweet.
Bobchin, like I said, mostly know him as an assassin player. LeBlanc right up his alley. The control mages haven't always been his forte. We'll see what they pick here. Jungler, I think, would be one of the easiest things to pick unless you're going to pick something top. And then, contracts actually, throwback to the Rengar would be interesting. I don't think he'd do it. Yeah, the Graves. I think Graves is a counter pick to Trundle. You pick it here so it doesn't get banned. And you give priority over. So now you have a winning bottom lane, a shoving bottom lane, and then you have a winning jungle matchup. So they could definitely dive bottom very early on in the game and play the kind of the Golden Guardian strategy that got them a lot of the wins.
Yeah, early leads, early impact, and then being able to kind of crest that into the late game. 4 more picks to go. Interesting that the thread coming in on Reddit states 5 champions have yet to be picked, which is actually pretty damn good for an entire season. But Shaco, Tryndamere, Diana, Annie, and Vi.
And I told the players about it.
Will they choose any?
It's not my fault.
You got Ryze on that ban list. It does look like a very Golden Guardians composition, as you were saying. Aggressive, can continue fighting if they want early, and in on to the wee hours of the Rift. LeBlanc banned out from Bobchin there, hitting a few home picks for him, so he can't come out feeling comfortable.
Yeah, like I said, and we talked about where mostly the LeBlanc for him. I wonder, though, because like Zoe has fallen down so far in priority, because I think Fizz must have jumped up in scrims as this just obliterates Zoe. You throw it at the bubble, throw it where it was before, you dodge the bubble with Playful Trickster. That's how you counter an annoying champion. You just play an equally or more annoying champion. That is the hardest of hard counters.
I always ban it.
That's what you do to the most annoying.
LeBlanc, throughout the longest time, was the first champion where I was like, you can't beat it, learn it.
Really?
It annoyed me so much when she used to silence you and overtake you. And yeah.
Could you actually learn it?
Yeah, I learned the heck out of it. Absolutely. That was the time Hotshot was getting really good at it, too.
So
it was easy to learn.
If you can't beat it, try to learn it. Fail miserably. Return to banning.
Orianna on the side for Golden Guardians, a great pickup for Bobchin. Still, and that'll be nice for the mid lane here, and they can.
He's gonna do it. Stixxay, come on.
Hey, he's rotating all of them.
And
what a nice
Diana.
guy.
Hey,
what a good guy. Playing to the hearts of the fans, and he is going to have to pick what he needs for the rest of the team here. His Varus is locked in, so he's going to be looking for a top or mid, and he's going to walk the plank up there for Darshan.
Ooh, and this means that the counter pick potentially for your boy Lorlo in the top.
Does he? Bring it out. You're a star, who he do it.
I actually don't think it's awful here. I actually think it's not terrible. There are some better picks, but I don't think it's terrible here.
You have good follow-up.
Into the Orianna.
Rakan, into Ori.
Yeah.
Have Gangplank's ultimate.
Oh.
What a trade.
Ori top, do it. Pick the Fizz. Ori can hit barrels, it's fine.
What do we have? Going in for Lorlo. It says they got a pretty big team. I need the Gnar out? Do I need to do something else?
Yeah, the Gnar would be really easy to play into it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the thing you play into the GP.
Boom.
Hit the barrels, contest them, and there you go. Easy clap.
All right, so sweet compositions. Definitely a Golden Guardians line up with that Heimerdinger and the fiddle in the bot side. I'm saying definitely he expressed so much that he loves playing the Vlad. He loved playing the Heimer after he learned it. So he's going to have a smile on his face coming out to this one. And a lot of CLG has what they love to play.
Did you know he was taught by Heisendong himself?
No.
Yeah.
I heard that was a pretty good thing to get on board with.
Yeah. Legend has it. That's all available on his YouTube as well.
Yeah. See, I didn't. I went the way of watching Jack do it, which was still pretty good, but I'm just not Challenger now.
Did you know that Heisendong taught Jack as well?
But that's a game of telephone in the end, man. You're not going to learn as much as the first person gets taught.
He is the one who teaches. But still, going to be definitely the one who's pretty much had Heimerdinger banned against him for most of the split after he brought it out.
Absolutely.
And then when they were able to combine it with the fiddle sticks,
break it up. Yeah.
They would try to break it up, either ban the Heimer or ban the fiddle, because when they combine them, they have this power kind of bottom lane that they're able to play through. And with the Graves, like I had said before, there's a bottom lane focus here for Golden Guardians with a split push top. And then Counter Logic Gaming, they can actually play through their mid and their bottom lane too, but the GP is going to have kind of a little bit of momentum, get to the point where he can match the Gnar and then ulti the bottom lane and make something happen, because I'm watching Biofrost for the engages like I always am in CLG games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Still remember Biofrost when he came into the LCS. We were just playing Karma a lot of games on TS7.
The Bard.
Ban the Bard, flashing forward just to get Karma tethers on and start a fight. He was an aggressive player to start. Yeah, Still has that here and there.
I don't remember if I called him a god in his first game or not. But yeah, something like that. It's like his first game or his second week. One of those two things.
It's like, who has the most nicknames? Is it Biofrost? Throughout his season? Bio Daddy, Bio God. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I bet everybody calls him Bio Daddy in game.
30 seconds.
Like, as soon as they get in game, yeah.
I don't know. Do games usually go to single syllables in any competition? You know what I mean? You'd be like bio.
Oh, no.
Right?
I'm just saying, like, your enemies or, like, in solo queue, right?
Yeah.
You know, Freak cannot get into a game without somebody saying that he has no mana. Like, every single game, without fail, somebody asks Freak if he has mana or not.
This is when you know you've made a great impact on your community.
Don't know if he was the one that was happy.
Confirmed, he has some right now, so
Sure,
it's okay. Just when he gets on the rift, he must have a hole in his pocket. Starting in the game, no aggression here as everybody sets up the line of scrimmage to see what's on the menu. Infernal Drake will start us off, so that could get a little spicy early in the game. But if Orianna versus that Zoe mid lane, Bob Chin's Ori as he was pushed off LeBlanc to who he's Zoe. We'll have to see how that goes to start.
Yeah, because they blind picked for Bob Chin, saying that top lane was actually the more important role to counter pick, when they could have prevented something like the Zoe coming through, which means that who he probably would have played, maybe the Orianna himself. But Bob Chin just goes with the Ori, picks up the cleanse, kind of does due diligence there in summoners. And now, the bounces! The lane.
That becomes fun. Matt can control that bottom brush. It becomes so annoying, even if you have vision.
Yeah, he's not alone controlling it, though, because you have turrets. Hold on, though.
Oh, yeah.
Lorlo actually going to get ganked very early here from Wiggly. Wiggly, I believe, has Pillar. Yeah, he went Q into Pillar. Whoop.
Quick hit, no hop there. Still level 1 for the top lane as the flash comes through just to make sure they didn't miss anything.
Yep.
Wiggly wanted that hit.
Wiggly went for the flash there just to kind of make sure Lorlo doesn't get to the point where he can flash over. But, hey, reduced death timers level 1. He's back.
Just wanted to back fast, get some refillable potions. He's good to go. Scuttle will be top side as we see contracts on bottom.
Yeah, it's
Should be going for their blues just after.
It's a good call, though, because I think it was Double Lift that after the TL Golden Guardians game, the last time they got to play that Heimer and the Fiddle, it was, rule number 1 of League of Legends is do not chase sin. Rule number 2 is do not gank Heimerdinger. So Wiggly knows the rules by heart, goes to the top side of the map, ganks Lorlo successfully there. And you pretty much only get Pillar level 2 if you're going to gank,
right,
or you're going to do a Scuttle Crab, because it knocks the Scuttle Crab and removes the bonus resistances. And
I see you.
he's going for level 3 here. If he kills, yep, wow, he just like, he love tapped it. He actually smited it.
Yeah, smite down
So-
left tap. It looked crazy out of Fog, though. He gets the
like,
jump
no,
out of Lorlo, so they say, hey, Lorlo's been a guy they can look to for a bit of power, a bit of strength in those lanes.
Here's the level 3 dive bot lane.
I feel like it's a little deja vu using that crystal ball to see this before as Irene. Oh, the kill onto Mattis. They trade back. Contracts can't really take a few more turret shots for himself.
Wait.
And Lorlo and Darshan are toying between turrets here as he is keeping him from backing. Should be able to get a turret or a barrel in range.
This is not
This is an interesting play right here. Because he also has Wiggly farming out the Krugs at this point, so the turret's just denying so many minions, and Darshan can still farm.
Don't do it, Lorlo. I was like, don't try to hop off his head to get back to the lane. But also this means that the lane is going to shove towards Darshan. I would say the technical term here is Lorlo is kind of screwed.
Yeah. You really get your wave manipulated that much in the early game. It's so hard. So what do you, as Lorlo, what's the easiest way when you know your wave is forced to push? We'll actually see this bottom lane first before we get back into that.
You either suck it up and you just take the deficit and let him beat you, or you call your jungler. But I feel like the jungler has bigger fish to fry in the bottom lane here. Stixay and Biofrost actually both hit level 3 here off that. The fear and then the silence. Biofrost can't even retaliate because the bounce of the silence is just, it obliterates them. Biofrost can't even W. And hey, he calls his jungler.
Ooh. See if they can fry this fish. He knows all about marine life. Darshan stays safe. Stays okay with the orange. Yeah. Like teleport was just used back to lane, so that would have been a very long walk back for him and great timing for Golden Guardian.
Darshan is trying to freeze it still. He's like, nope. Nope. Stay off the turret.
There's no way that's not reaching the turret. So it will push slightly. You won't get too much of a reset on the wave here. Darshan should build up a little bit, so it'll go back the other way. Ooh.
He's like, I don't even care about
I'll just take the experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he is just trying to bully him really hard now. Up 12 CS, 5 minutes in. Granted, he hasn't really hit like a item breakpoint that's substantial where it's like Sheen to Doran's items, but you see Lorlo has gone for just 2 Doran's items, and that item advantage will eventually manifest because it's components to 2 items that are just dead-end items.
A few long swords for Stixay as he returns the lane. We haven't seen that back yet from Golden Guardians, and this may trigger Wiggly to get in. You'll see the frozen domain go down, but wait. Out of the wings comes Contract, so they might try to trade the play around. He still wants to fight first, feeling like they can get the damage in. Stixay cannot really close that gap as they take down Matt. That's the second kill onto him. Biofrost low, but it looks like he can make it out as Wiggly stands in front of the buckshot and takes it all. Great kills by Counterlogic Gaming.
Yeah, you can't shoot through people with the passive of Graves now. He actually, it just absorbs the bullets. So he takes one for Biofrost, says, make it home safe. That was so much damage, though. I have no idea how Matt got blown up there, but that's the difference between when you take the Airy versus when you take the Aftershock on the Fiddlesticks. The Airy is for the poke. The Aftershock's for when you fear somebody, you're able to get all these extra resistances. Let's see here when he actually uses the CC, because I don't know if Matt even got the fear off. Yeah, he gets it on Biofrost, but Biofrost actually he buffered through it because he had the W on. So, yeah, doesn't even interrupt the animation. There's Red Smite on Biofrost too. It's like, oh, you can't get him.
Oh, not a bullet made it past Wiggly.
Yep.
Wow. He cut that cone off immediately. Big plays.
I mean, Wiggly is actually looking really sick. Like, let's just talk about his last 2 games. When he played the Graves, he popped off. He had an amazing performance on it. He went 5-0-6 on it.
But they also had a victory in Academy as well. So.
Yeah. And yeah, they're also 3-2 in Academy, right? In terms of they went from their quarterfinal was 3-2. They're moving on to the semis for CLG. But yeah, having good performances there. 5-0-6 on the Graves yesterday. 2-0-1 right now on this Trundle. Upset the top lane, went exactly where he needed to be. And then he went to the lane where we were saying this is not a lane that you want to gank as a jungler at all, almost ever. But Biofrost able to find his way in, and it's just the Biofrost-Wiggly synergy seems really good in terms of the way that they're playing.
Sure, had to find a little different footing this year as well with Counterlogic Gaming, moving over a group from C9, figuring out what was going to be the deal there, and really coming together now on this team. Get hit there as they go tit for tat in the mid lane from Bobchin and Huhi. Jungler presence, accordingly.
Oh, Contacts goes in, but there's Wiggly.
Miss on the shockwave. They got to realize Bobchin's out of mana and Contracts. Quick draws himself into the death of Huhi and Wiggly.
And yeah, went right back. But yeah, Huhi doing a decent job there, and Wiggly showing up over the red buff. So Contracts couldn't see him because he put the ward over. It's deactivated, and then Bobchin with the ultimate, not able to make it stick either. It's kind of all over the place for Golden Guardians. We see this one more time here. The ward goes over. Wiggly, they don't see him till now. He comes out. Shockwave flashed away from by Huhi, and then Contracts is blown up there. And Wiggly is just even further ahead. 2-0-2. Missed out on 1 kill. Highest KP on the team. And he is playing for the team. He has now upset the top lane. He has upset the bottom lane. And he has upset the mid lane. And I think he has just upset Golden Guardians.
Oh, Darshan going to get scooped back here for Contracts. He could live a little bit longer. Wiggly's on the edge. He's still going to try to get aggressive on this one. Knows he's huge. He's just on the backside. Bubbled through the right side of the wall, but it's not actually going to reach. Just the Paddle Star came out first, but that kill for Huhi actually gave him double buffs to head back to mid lane with, we just saw. So things are really working out for CLG here in the early game.
Yeah, they lose Darshan, though, in the top side.
True.
And so Lorlo with the split push might get a little bit back here. The Sheen now comes through for Darshan. And then the items for Lorlo, he wants to get a good back off. Ooh, Stixay. You are playing with fire, friend. If there comes a ulti and a grenade, better watch out.
It always becomes an interesting part in the lane. I've said this before, but it's like you have 100 HP or 100% in lane, but then you die. But when you have like 100 HP, you're able to stay alive on your turret forever, or close to. Just play that safe all the time. See here in the top lane as Darshan went down.
Good scoop there.
Guardians
I like that Lorlo shoving him towards Contracts instead of shoving him towards the wall. And then they come in, and this is also for pressure too. Like normally, if the gank isn't going to work, at that point you're ganking for the CS. You're ganking to keep the minion wave at the guy's turret. That one gets through the end.
Just on the edge, they look to silence onto Contracts. Beautiful
One
job.
more hit.
Deny the damage. Yeah, the clockwork windup is there from Bobchin's passive, but it looks like Wiggly's going to get that retribution kill. Kill secured. Coming in from Darshan is now they are on to Bobchin and take him down, flash and all.
And Biofrost with the roam to help him out. That is the teamwork from CLG coming up huge. 3-0-3 for Wiggly.
Just going to say that. You're reading my mind. This guy is on fire. See what else they can try to produce. He's moving down from the top of mid already, and it does not look like they will stop as they prepare to activate here on the bot side. It looks like it'll be Dragon first, as they say, we're getting too much. Let's start picking up the objectives so we can get them refreshed.
You're not supposed to get the objectives as CLG here. Heimerdinger Fiddlesticks is supposed to control the bottom lane.
Super oppressive.
Keep the other bottom lane underneath their turret, and then they're supposed to be able to rotate towards the dragons because the turrets will tank them. It's a lot of damage, and that is CLG just using the pressure that they've got, and that's Golden Guardian playing to the top side.
The scoop and the swoop. Can he make it out, though? This looks like it's going to be the flank for Darshan. Slowing down. Who's going to get that blue buff refresh? Ooh, looks like Contracts picks it up.
Yep, that one goes over to Contracts. 2-3-2, trying to get back in this game because he has the counter matchup, but he can't bully the Trundle at all right now. And this is your Ace or Predator replay here, where Bobchin starts this off on the right foot with the ball into the Shockwave, catching Huhi, but then a good counter bubble, and then it forces Bobchin to flash to finish off the kill, and then Wiggly able to turn it around. The ultimate, just keep him tanky. The ultimate from Darshan, and then the ultimate there from Biofrost. Good tag team.
It's kind of like there's one collapse, there's always a second collapse, and if you're able to make a third collapse, which CLG seems to be doing, that's when you have the win, that last rotation in the fight. Who has been moving?
It's the roll call. You trade 1 for 1, but then who else is showing up here? Gotta watch out for Matt's ultis. Controlling that brush.
Just wait for the minions. No way you want to walk out there in a minefield of turrets, if you will. I guess that works. Minefield of turrets.
Turret field.
Turret field of mines. Yeah. Wiggly taking red buff. And he will head back towards mid, just get some coverage, and make sure everything is safe on that lower side for Bobchin. Infernal Drake up next as well.
Ooh,
a little bit more damage. We just saw Wiggly take the previous one, so we got some time before that objective fight. 87-86, top side. Holy macaroni. Bobchin really taking a sting on that one.
Yeah, Luden's Echo, Electrocute, all of that behind it. And so now it's just clean the wave.
No.
Yeah, that's kind of the flank, the pinch in. Matt, you gotta control the bottom half. And Stixay, Yomu's Ghostblade, he's gone for the poke build, definitely.
Oh, to start with Chain of Corruption, but he looks for the Hail of Arrows slow to nail Chain
I like
of
that.
Corruption.
That's showing that he knows there's no pressure. Because if you walk forward and you threaten it, and you're faster than them in terms of movement speed, you're going to catch them. So you don't have to throw out the Chain of Corruption immediately. You hail arrows for the slow, and then force it. Or you even juke them, and if they aren't doing it off the reaction, they flash nothing. Look at this. Hey!
Yeah.
It's a 4-man score, 4-man strong.
Pink Ward's not going to do too much for showing that vision, but it is going to be a TP to the bot side. Lorlo wants to complete this with no Narvar, so he comes out empty, but that may help in the damage and the attacks the slow. Over towards who he misses one boomerang with the hop, and Darshan's ready to activate on this one as they get a Drowsy onto Lorlo. Is the continuation there for the fight? Barrels in, Lorlo actually flashes. This one going very much in the flow of CLG. Good double hit on the command shockwave, and that's Rakan going down. Now they're going to take down Darshan for his teleport. He gets nothing out of the cross-map play, and GGS pick up a little bit for themselves.
Now, Biofrost just stopped moving there for a second, just standing still, and then Bobchin just lands a really easy shockwave. It looked like he was just kind of being like a halfway point or something, but great dive here from CLG to start it off. They end up killing Deathly. The focus here is Fuhi, and then he gets away. Wiggly flashes, buys time, but it's just kind of buying time for the collapse here from Darshan, who had to kind of book it all the way down. And then this bubble baits them in a bit. They feel like they can commit, but then Bobchin has the ultimate. This is where Biofrost just kind of chills.
Oh.
Then he realizes, yeah, I'm going to get ulti. I don't think they knew that Oriana was there and ready with ultimate. Yeah. So Bobchin kind of gets the sneaky heads-up play on them, and that gets Golden Guardians right back in it.
The fights are so scattered, and there's a lot of people involved, so it feels like it's over, which is why you would kind of say, how the heck does an Oriana still have ultimate? Very chaotic in these dives and how long they're lasting. Here, I got another 2v2 on the top side of the map, which might see rotation coming in from Bobchin. He just puts a vision ward out. It looks like they're left to their own divides up here as they trade back and forth. No kill to come through.
2v2 top side. Just leave the bottom lane alone. It's kind of a poke bottom lane. 6A is going for the Lethality Arcane Comet build, where you just poke constantly. But that doesn't really synergize too well or as well with the Rakan. Rakan wants to go for hard commits, so you poke him down, then maybe you go for the all-in.
Oh my word.
You didn't even have to bubble him.
I hear that a lot.
Don't want to talk about it.
16 minutes on the clock. Moby boots from Matt so he can keep himself fast around the rift. Definitely's got to build up to his Luden's Echo, so the ultimates may really start to put a real big punch on these fights if they can get them centered around one core area.
Yeah, and especially since that Infernal Drake is coming up now. That's going to be a place that both teams want to group. Golden Guardians want to be able to equalize the Infernal Drakes and kind of make it a moot point. And then CLG, they want it to just snowball on top of this. Contract's getting the Rift Herald here on the top side so that he has this objective and the map becomes asymmetrical and they can play to the bottom side only here. You need to get your backs in, get your completed items right beforehand. Lorlo's sitting on 1,500 gold. Doesn't have teleport. And there's actually 1,600 gold for Huhi right now. And that was first turret. First turret went down in mid lane.
Nice chunk of gold and about a 2,000 gold lead. Counterlogic Gaming here. A lot of clearing out from Matt. Really wants to be able to use that Crow Storm and Dark Wind from the fog. And it looks like they're actually just going to push ahead strong into mid with Shelly.
Yep.
No reaction from the bot lane.
Wait.
Yeah, here they come.
There you go. That's going to put pressure mid. They have to kill Shelly real quick.
Easy peasy.
What? Sleepwalking. The Infernal Drake is up. Need to get your backs in now, especially Fuhi and Styx. They both have a lot of gold they're sitting on. Same with Contracts, though. And Lorlo. Actually, everybody's just kind of... Their pockets must be hurting right now.
Hot pockets.
I guess they must be heavy pockets. Hurting means you're poor, I guess. Nice. Started off, yeah, because they saw Contracts on the top side. Contracts made an oopsie. Spotted on the top side here. One for Scuttle, and that's going to be second Infernal for CLG. No contest.
That's going to feel very nice, especially to take the stuff away from all of the poke and crap you're going to get hit with from the side of GGS. But yeah, you're against the Zoe. But those dark wind is super annoying, especially when you're trying to bunch around turrets for late game, get yourself into a good position.
And it's going to help out Stixay a lot, because it's this
absolutely.
lethality build, it really thrives.
I felt that.
Yeah.
That was painful.
There's like certain break points, and you kind of feel it more, because when you have armor penetration, like the AD is just going to go a longer way, right? Yeah. So you're going to get more of it through, and I like that. And the fact that they have those two Infernals, a lot of times we talk about, oh, you know, Infernal Drake versus Ocean Drake versus Mountain versus Cloud. It's like, oh, these ones are better than others. It's like, here, Infernal Drake is absolutely fantastic for CLG. 4 of these guys really want to use it. The Trundle, the GP, right? You don't have like a dedicated tank on it. And so this, and Stixay makes a ton of use of it early on too, instead of having to wait for, you know, a lot of marksmen go for a crit item, like Storm Razor, into an attack speed item. And so this is just more AD stacking on top of each other. You don't have to make those kind of breaks for attack speed. So you have even more AD than you normally would on top of it, because you go for these 2 damage items into the...
You get a slight bit of attack speed from his passive.
Yep.
It's nice. Feels good when you can start really racking it up and get those enemies or minions to fall down. 20 minutes coming up on the clock. We've said those 2 Infernals, but also 30 seconds on to Baron. Now, is that a fight that really CLG wants to take? Grouped up, Shockwave, Lorlo's Gnar could be built up. You're also looking at that Heimer and the Fiddle we've been talking about.
Yeah, but you gotta watch Golden Guardians too, because now lane swap's coming through. There's the TP from definitely to get to the top side. They were caught a little bit unawares. And they used that teleport to rotate him up, keep him on the top side. You also have to worry about the Heimerdinger potentially sneaking a Baron. It's very easy to do so. And they're looking for Bobchin. Portal jumped into
down. Pillar goes out, trying to flash forward, lands a bubble. No hit on that one. Bobchin gets out safely with a quick shield. And ulti down for Darshan. I don't think we had too much more other than a chase there.
Yeah, it's a flash, though, from Bobchin, so the next one will stick unless he can actually cleanse out of it, which is interesting, because he maybe could have just cleansed the bubble, but he's going to take more damage, so decides not to risk it. There you go. Talk about how annoying the Heimer is. This is kind of why, like, people are saying, oh, why is the Varus build, like, now this lethality stuff? It's way better to go lethal tempo, crit, like, on hit.
Oh, hello.
This is why, because when you get to this point and you snowball, it's kind of a win more build. It doesn't make you, like, get ahead in the game, but it's one where if you're winning, you're just going to win even harder.
It looks like they're going to try to do that 5 strong to the top. How do Golden Guardians react? This is obviously going to be 1 turret, but if CLG can bait them into another fight, they may be all the way down that top lane. Inside track by Wiggly and Huhi. It does look like they'll just let this one be 1 turret. Not enough forward vision just yet for CLG, and they trade turrets on both sides.
You can tell both these teams are taking this game very seriously, because this is the last game that they will play in 2018 on stage, right? Both these teams have no postseason, not enough championship points or anything of the like here for these guys to potentially make Gauntlet or Worlds. So this is the final game of 2018 for both CLG and Golden Guardians. And you want to have it end on a win, and you want to prove to your fans that you can make some of those right decisions in the future.
Yeah.
Like, even just bringing Wiggly in and giving him some experience here means he might be groomed for the future. An academy moved on to the semifinals. And for Golden Guardians, somebody like Bobchin, 3-1-1 right now, showing he actually can perform too, and getting him that experience on stage for 2019.
So much damage.
Biofrost?
Oh, right on the Bobchin. Can he get the protect down? Crowstorm comes in to really disperse the fight. Great job by Matt to separate that. A shockwave over onto Huhi, but Bobchin is right in the middle still. He can't exit with the team. They're forced to back off, but Contract still wants a bit of the fight, pitching himself inside the wall. That's not going to be good as he gets closed down on by Huhi and the rest. And what a turnaround for CLG to disperse on the Crowstorm.
He's got another flash. Don't know if Huhi's going to go for it. Wait.
Ooh, ultimate into the missiles for... Definitely, it did not come up with a kill. Lorlo feels like he can do a bit of damage to at least stop what could be a Baron here.
Yeah, because they're moving towards that area right now. And Darshan has a barrel set up. Click.
Oh, flash.
Wait,
Almost
no.
got popped up on the second one, but still gets hit up. CLG very fast with the fingers to make that one work.
Yep, have the control ward down, so they just have complete and absolute control of that area. And they just pounce. They make the pick happen, and that gets them further ahead now. The 2 Infernal Drakes, now they have that 4,000 gold lead. So it's actually a really kind of now solid lead instead of one that's kind of hanging in the balance 1,000, 2,000. This is where they break the game open. go in.
Way too far forward.
Yeah. Bobchin can't really get out. He doesn't have flash anymore from before. Uses the shockwave, and then he just sacrifices himself.
Yeah.
Runs towards the left side. Matt almost dies and has to throw his flash. And then Contracts, it's like, wow, this GP Ultimate lasts a long time. It does. It does. Pops the Zonias to pick up the... he picked up a Zonias, popped it to pick up a flash, and he picked up more flashes and then an Ignite. One of the flashes keeping him... Okay, Huhi, now you're just showing off. Flashes to pick up a Redemption.
Why not? Work on your flash. Practice in game. Yeah, Darshan also leveling up as most Gangplanks do, that fire at will first. Usually into Death's Daughters, they get a little more impact damage, but Contracts was like, I don't want this. Get me out of the situation. And it's a situation CLG has been forcing them into. Vision control snuffs out a lot, but right here, the vision control for Golden Guardians has been upped a little bit, which allows them to hit Stixay. And here comes Biofrost out of the woodwork. Contracts in a bad situation, but he's able to back off. And they get that top turret for Mountain Drake in the favor of CLG.
Yeah, bit of a funny exchange in the top side. A few whoopsies there, the ultimates back and forth. But they do get the turret. They trade it for the Mountain Drake. So that's 3 Drakes over to CLG, who are looking good in objective control. But then Golden Guardians, they got that mid turret off of the Rift Herald, and then they've been able to get these turrets on the side. So they get all 3 of the outers down first. It's just that bottom one that they have to worry about on the side of CLG.
Jeez, money bags.
Yeah, whoa.
Just putting wards everywhere. So they'll be able to clear these out, make the Baron pit nice and safe for an engage on the Golden Guardians. And that's exactly what CLG need. You can't have definitely setting up turrets first or anybody else in line to take you down. 25 minutes. Second tier turrets have yet to be broken up on the side of, I guess, CLG or Golden Guardians at this point. But CLG is waiting for those perfect fights, and they're able to find them so far.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job of controlling vision. Pretty much as a team, it's not just Biofrost, but Biofrost, look down at his vision score, double what Matt has at the moment, 66 to the 32. Yeah. He's just been doing work there alongside Wiggly, who's both putting in a whole bunch of effort to control a lot of these objectives. Because Wiggly got that large advantage early, we talked about him all during the early game. 5, 1, and 3, pretty much the most fed person in the game in terms of scoreline with high kill participation. It's the fact that he was able to bully the Graves and allow them to establish vision control. That's kind of what they're doing here. Because now they're protecting Stixay, who's shoving top wave, and they're kind of executing not a 1-3-1, but a 4-1 where they can collapse and control the top side.
This Trundle pick for Wiggly has been so big as well. It's so much control over the map, especially with a Gangplank to help if anything goes wrong. And a side lane dive, frozen domain to skirt to each lane as fast as possible, especially since you have the outer ring down. Wreaking havoc here. Chronologic Gaming takes down top side, and now they can move freely kind of down from across top to mid.
Yep, and this is going to be really rough for Deathly. He's going to have to find some good fights because Stixay, 70, 60 CS up right now, 62 CS up, has a decent level lead in terms of just 2,000 gold to his name too. He's doing a great job here on this poke Varus, where he's been avoiding a lot of engages, and he's just keeping his distance. He's got triple lethality item. He has the Edge of Night. And so he's pretty much gotten to the point where this is where the Varus will start to fall off in the lethality build. But nobody's really going to build much armor here. So you have Matt going in, bubbled.
Stixay throwing that Edge of Night. It seems like they were tempted to go in. 1 kill for him to start things off as Darshan says, over here, I got another party if you guys want to join in. Definitely in Contracts holding off. Darshan over the wall goes Huki and definitely almost loses his life immediately from the Zoe pop. It looks like they get out to safety, but they are going to have to contest this Baron with numbers down. Lorlo does as much damage as he can on the bot side before he has to teleport.
Yeah, see if he actually does TP into this, because they've been kind of saying no to some of the objectives.
The teleport to mid, coming in from Deathly so they can approach the fight.
It's their closest ward. That's going to be gone.
They cannot get in with the objective controlling composition. Golden Guardians, they are forced off due to the overall power of CLG. They're going to go ahead and trade a turret on the bot side to try and open up that map pressure.
That's all they can really get there. Lorlo decides not to TP in, holds it for later, and then that's the Baron over to Counterlogic Gaming. Now 5,000 gold up in a fantastic spot here to try and close out their season. Even Huhi's feeling it right now too.
Oh, there it is.
Majai is a soul stealer for himself. 7 stacks on it currently. Can he get to 20? 25.
That would be insane. Then you could miss all your abilities and kill someone as Zoe.
Do you really need a Magize for that? No, anyway. Yeah.
Oh, it'll never end.
See if he gets to the 20. Of course, you only need the 10 to get to the extra passive.
Clear becomes so much harder for the Magic team. They're like, Contracts, bring that shotgun over here so we can actually get rid of this minion wave. Bot lane's going to be pushed in, so you'll see CLG with the cavalry in just a few moments on the bot side, too. This is becoming very much of a stranglehold on the side of Golden Guardians Rift as they lose more and more ground.
Yeah, CLG, those double Infernals helping them out so much during the early parts. Now that Mountain Drake's kicking in, they get to take these turns quickly.
Yeah,
that was
real quick.
The travel ball. And pushing the bottom, now pushing the mid. Systematically going across and trying to prove that, you know, they can close these games out. CLG, their season has been early game leads, not able to close. But this is a lead where I would be incredibly impressed if they aren't able to close this 8,000 gold lead here. Granted, stuff like that has happened before for CLG, but the position that they're in relative to their opponents, in terms of pressure, I feel like it would be so hard for them to end up losing this one.
Light for Golden Guardians at the end of the tunnel. There is power on Contracts with those 3 kills. Option.
Yeah,
but
it's
it's so conditional that those 2 have to hit their ultimates perfectly here on multiple members. That's what makes the fights so much harder. When you fall behind, you don't get those leniencies to miss a few abilities in a fight. 12-7 as 30 minutes ticks over on the clock, and Golden Guardians lose their first inhibitor with a minute and a half left on CLG's Baron.
Oh.
Through the shield, crack the armor right open. And now they're onto mid. Contracts forced to quick draw away. Lorlo doesn't have the Gnar bar to use onto this fight. And collateral damage just shot back from Contracts as they desperately try to clear these waves and deter CLG from pushing forward.
CLG are just relentless there. The Mountain Drake is up. They might go towards that. The top lane is something that they'll be able to go ahead and push in afterwards.
Yeah.
This feels like Mountain Drake, back, reset, spend all that great gold that you picked up from these turrets, and then go to the top side. And you can see, I feel like this is Stixxay backing, so he can already go to the top and shove the wave out, and they can kind of meet him there at the top side, or maybe even just get red before, but we'll see. He's got a lot of options available to him. Yeah. QSS, actually, stopwatch sold, QSS picked up, and yeah, he's going straight to the top side. He doesn't care about the red. He's not based on auto attacks. It's all spells here for this guy with the 452 AD, which I think will go down after the Youmu's. Where it's on? Nope, it's not. Okay, so he doesn't have celerity, which will give you AD off the movement. So he does have straight up 452 attack damage. Oh, wait, where'd it go? What happened?
Cyrene, don't kid the kidders.
Uh-oh. Oh, it was the Baron. Is it the Baron buff? Okay, yeah, it was probably the Baron buff. There you go. It's like the Baron buff timer in the top right corner was still going. It was off.
Investigated and detectified. Nice job.
Yep.
He and Huhi actually just went back to spend 2,500 gold. So you can see how long they were sitting on the Rift for. Now with that gold spent, it's going to hurt that much more when they swing their money bags at Golden Guardians. Looks like they're heading towards the top side to make the finishing touches on that last inhibitor turret. It's going to be harder to defend, but I think they might have some CLG members actually cutting in through that mid lane to pinch the last turret.
Yeah, but, oh man, you're going to have so many of these minions just doing the work for you.
Yep.
CLG, when you get one of the inhibitors, basically you have a 6th man. They have 7 people on this team.
Too many men on the field. 2 mountains and 2 infernals. I mean, you could ask for more, but you don't have to in that sense. Great objective grabs there as CLG was controlling most of that early game. And now with a 9,000 gold lead, the inhibitor takes damage. It's going to be falling now in favor of CLG. The final one in the eyes of Counter Logic Gaming as Golden Guardians do everything they can to defend the base.
Arrows.
And over 1,000 damage combined as that arrow hit Matt and Bobchin. Ridiculous amounts of DPS coming in from Stixxay.
Yeah, Stixxay, he's done so much in this game. Those arrows are doing massive amounts of damage here. Whenever he lands one, it's both looking. Well, Matt's going in.
Oh, the storm goes in, and they are going to try their damnedest to save the game. Wiggly's in the front, kind of taking all the damage as a meat shield as Darshan moves forward to set up some barrels and set up shop.
CLG and Golden Guardians looking for their final fight of the 2018 season.
Very tentative for both. Lorlo wants in. A double sweep back as he lives with a sliver of health for moments. Then he goes down. Bobchin as well in the same sort. And he falls. Double kill coming in for Stixay. 3 still stand in that pentakill in his eyes. But there's a lot of health in between him and that pentakill. A Nexus turret with about 10% HP. And 1 full Nexus turret, keeping Golden Guardians alive.
Yeah, they're going to focus this one down. Stixay just puts 1 more arrow into it. They got to get that top wave over. There's 30 seconds on Lorlo, 30 on Bobchin. They're not going to have reinforcements.
Such a patient Nexus take if I have ever seen one. Stixay's the damage, and he goes down. We can see Darshan delivering a little bit, but he's got to set up the barrels. Only the Qs are not going to do it. Contracts now with Darshan in a 1v1 as Biofrost tries to enter. The quickness is easily going to lock down Contracts as these guys are just pushing the end of the game to the limits, and they'll have a few more members soon as Huhi comes in 5 but does not have TP.
Yeah, but this might be enough. They don't really have a lot of damage for this turret, and they have melees. You can't hit it from afar.
This is the game that never ends, Irene. It continues.
Oh, please.
Low.
It's got to end at some point.
The slows will happen. This will just be the confidence in stopping the backs as the team can clear out the waves. I don't know how long CLG just spent in the base, but I'm sure some of Golden Guardians inhibitors are nearing that respawn timer as we now get a breather.
Yeah, because the Baron's about to come back up, so they're a little bit desynced, like you said. And there she is, telling you that the inhibitors are going to respawn as the Baron pops back up. So they'll get the Baron, the inhibitors will respawn, they'll be able to siege on CLG's side with a Baron buff, and then Golden Guardians will be able to make a second final last stand.
Now all Golden Guardian needs to do is find Lorlo a way to push that bottom lane so they can just get a backdoor, as we've seen so many at the end of the season.
Oh, that's a long lane though, Riv.
It's very
so
long.
No.
They go there and put a ward now. But no, here's this fight in the base. Golden Guardians on the Iron Lung for this save.
Yeah, it looked like Stixay didn't quite make contact there with his arrows 100%, but Biofrost trying to go in. Lorlo now sees the opportunity to jump in afterward and scoop him up. Sees they've gone a little too far forward, has the ball on him, jump, flash, scoops him up, then the ball comes through onto Huhi. They trade back. The Contracts actually hits Huhi before he goes back to where his portal jump was. So he gets him on the second half of it instead of the first part where he originated from.
Confidence and power. Stepping up to the plate, CLG brings himself to Golden Guardian's base once again. Magi's not working out so much for Huhi as he loses a few pages as Golden Guardians rips those out in the last engage.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the vision score from Biofrost. That is a...
That's disgusting.
That is a fatty vision score at 36 minutes.
And that's good, because I've always wondered, is mine good? Is mine bad? Oh, unfortunate! He gets the Zanyas off in time, so Matt is going to be able to keep himself alive. Hextech GLP forward from Huhi as he delivers a bit more damage. That keeps him in range from Bane of Corruptions. The follow-up for Matt is unstoppable, and he cannot get away. Here we go on the inhibitors now as CLG look to put the final touches on the base and look for that Nexus.
Look for the final touches on their 2018 year. It's a disappointing one, missing playoffs twice, but if they can end this season on this last little high note with Wiggly doing well.
Counter Logic Gaming look to go 2-0 in their last week of the summer split, the NALCS here, and they will be able to drop the Nexus over Golden Guardians.
It's CLG 2-0 in week 9. They hadn't done that since week 4, and then there was that 8-game losing streak. Able to kind of right some of the wrongs near the end of the season, but it's a bittersweet one, to say the least.
Absolutely. It seems like it was actually a core that they have now as well that would have been something they found in the midseason to right that slump that they find earlier at a 500 point in the split. A little too late this time, but in a way, in a small way, this is that heading into halftime with your team up and you look ahead. You look towards what is next. It's a bigger gap than just a halftime, but CLG can look at this as a bright light.
Yep.